I will show you how to find the arc length in this lesson. So as we move this ray, okay, to be able to make this angle theta, the ray will make this circular arc, okay, and the length of this arc is called the arc length. So the arc length is the measure of the length that is traveled by this ray for it to be able to make this angle theta. To be able to calculate the arc length, we have to remember that the circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. So this 2 pi is the angle. Using this formula that we already know before from geometry, we can now say that the arc length is the angle theta multiplied by the radius r. So we have to remember that the angle theta must be measured in radians, okay? And the r is the radius of the ray. By the way, this side is also r. And the s will be the arc length. So let's look at example number 1. So in this example, we are asked to find the arc length. So we don't know the arc length when the radius is 4 inches and it's intercepted by the angle of 140 degrees. Okay, so theta is 140 degrees. The arc length is r theta. So, but the theta has to be in radian, not in degrees. So the first thing that we have to do is to convert the angle in degrees to radians. So 140 degrees multiplied by pi over 180 degrees, we convert that for us. So at the end of the day, we end up getting 7 over 9 pi. Okay, so theta now is 7 over 9 pi radians. Okay, so now that we have the angle in radians, we want to now find the arc length. So the arc length is going to be r theta. So it's going to be 4 inches multiplied by 7 over 9 pi. And if you type that into your calculator, you are going to be able to get 9.79 inches. The arc length is 9.79 inches. So for example number 2, we are told to assume that the Earth is a sphere of radius 6,378 kilometers. So what is the difference in the latitude of Syracuse, New York and Annapolis, Maryland, when Syracuse is 450 kilometers due north of Annapolis? Let's visualize this question before we start to answer it. Okay, it appears complicated, but it is not. So we are told that Syracuse is 450 kilometers due north of Annapolis. So definitely Syracuse is north of Annapolis. So this point, and the distance between them is 450 kilometers. So that means the arc length is 450 kilometers in this case. We are told to find the difference in the latitude between these two cities. So definitely we are told to find theta in this case. So we don't know theta, okay? So let's start writing it out. We don't know theta. Okay, we know that our arc length is 450 kilometers and the radius is 6,378 kilometers. Okay. So to be able to find theta, we need to use the formula for the arc length. So arc length is r theta. So if we divide that on both sides by r, so that gives our theta to be s divided by r. So theta will be x, which is 450 kilometers divided by 6,378 kilometers. So kilometer cancels out kilometers. So definitely the angle that we are going to get out of this is going to be in radians. Okay. So if you put that into your calculator, you are going to get 0.071 radians. Okay. So since we know that latitude is not measured in radians, so we need to convert this radians to degrees. So to be able to convert the radians into degree, we are going to do 0.071 multiplied by 180 degrees divided by pi. Okay, so that is going to give us 4.0425 degrees. So this is definitely the answer, but we can convert it again to angles in degrees, minutes, and seconds. And if you do that, you're going to end up getting 4 degrees, 2 minutes, and 33 seconds. Okay, so that will be the latitude in degrees, minutes, and second. Otherwise, you can just leave the answer like this, depending on what they want from the question. Okay, if they want it in decimal degrees, then you can just leave it as 4.04. Okay, so that is the end of this lesson. So I hope you enjoy it. Please remember to subscribe. Thank you.